So we're going to start off with making the coconut rice, and then we're going to move on to make the actual Massaman curry. The first thing that I'm going to do is I have a small pot here that's going to cook my rice. I have 1 cup of long grain rice that I'm going to add to this. I then have 1 can of coconut milk. Now you'll see that I have big chunks of cream. It's cold in the house, so all the cream has come to the top and the water has come to the bottom, but that'll all melt once we start to get this heated. I've got 1 can, and then I've topped it up to 2 cups of water. Topped it up to 2 cups with just a little bit more water, so I'm going to add that as well. And this is so simple. This Massaman curry and coconut rice comes together for less than 1 serve of what you would pay for at a restaurant or the takeaway. So it's so much more worth your time cooking it at home. The last thing that I'm going to add is 1.5 tablespoons of sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Perfect. So I'm going to put my heat on. I'm going to put it on medium high. I'm going to allow this to come to the boil. We are then going to cover it and allow it to simmer for 12 minutes. Once that 12 minutes is over, we are just going to let it sit and steam until we're ready with our curry. Alright, I'm not sure if you can see on the screen, but we're actually boiling now. So I'm just going to cover this with the lid to this pot. I did give it a little bit of a stir just to make sure that the cream had totally melted. I'm going to put the lid on, and now I'm going to put a timer on for 12 minutes. When the 12 minutes is up, I'm going to turn it off and just allow it to steam. I'm not going to touch it at all. I'm not going to go in there. I'm not going to stir it. I'm just going to let it sit there, and the next time I touch it is when we actually serve it up with the Massaman curry. Now let's get started with the Massaman curry. So what I've got in my pan is 1/2 jar of Massaman curry paste. I used a 195 gram jar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fry it up until it releases some oil and is nice and fragrant. Now, this recipe probably takes about 20 minutes, half an hour, and most of the time you're just waiting. You're not actually cooking, it comes together really easily, and in that time you've got an entire meal that is cheaper than what you'd get at the takeaway. Now I'm going to move my camera a little bit and I'll show you that there is the rice. So once the 12 minutes were up, I've just left it. I haven't opened it at all. I've just left it so that it can capture the steam. And if the rice was just slightly undercooked, the steam will finish the cooking time. Now, the great thing is with this Massaman curry is half the work is done for you. When you purchase the paste, everything's in there, so you're not having to make a Massaman curry paste from scratch. You're just taking it out of the jar and putting it into your pan and mixing it with the rest of the ingredients. Okay, now that this is delicious and fragrant, I'm going to add a 400 gram can of coconut cream, and we are going to let this come to the boil. Alright, now that we are at the point where the coconut milk is boiling, I have 1 small onion that I have just roughly sliced, 200 grams of potatoes that I have just cut into small cubes, and 200 grams of chicken breast that I have also cubed into bite-sized pieces. So all of that is going straight into... Okay, I've added my onion, my chicken, and my potato. And I've let it come to the boil. And now I'm just gonna simmer it for about 20 minutes until the chicken's cooked through and my potatoes are tender. All right, so here we are 20 minutes later. Massaman curry is nice and cooked. I just had it simmering for 20 minutes and went about my day doing other stuff around the house. And then my rice over here has cooked nicely and it's nice and steamed, ready to be served up. If you want to know what this is, I may have had a little bit of a taste test before I turn the camera back on. I absolutely love that rice. It's absolutely delicious. So I'm going to serve this up. Now, while I was waiting for this to cook up, I did actually write up the recipe with all of the pricing that I usually put up in the description box down below. So if you want to go and get all the ingredients you need to make this, they're down in the description box. So this whole meal took me 25 minutes from start to finish, and I was filming. So if I wasn't filming, it wouldn't have taken me that long. And second of all, it cost me $6.90, and I have enough for 2 servings plus probably another 1 to 1.5 servings that we can have tomorrow, or if we want a little bit more tonight, we can have that. So I could not buy McDonald's to feed 2 people for $6.90. So instead of going out to the takeaway, find recipes, Google them, go to other recipes on my YouTube channel that are cheap, that are easy, and make those at home. It's going to save you a ton of money, and you can put the money that you were going to spend on takeout somewhere else. So I'm going to serve this up. Alright, does this not look absolutely delicious? I have just served it up with the coconut rice. You can use other vegetables if you want to. You can put zucchini in this, you can put broccoli in this, whatever vegetables you want. I just prefer my Massaman curry with potatoes and chicken and onion. That's how I like it. Sometimes I serve steamed veggies on the side, but this is perfect for me as a Saturday night at home dish. It was quick, it was easy, it cost $6.90. That is almost nothing, so much cheaper than takeaway. I hope you make this, I hope you like it, and I will see you next time on Do It Frugal. Bye!